This is Chairman Kamalti. My heart hurts for the crisis all of us are experiencing. I pray for each of you every day, especially for our children, our elderly, and all our loved ones, including your extended families. As a community, we must do everything we can to protect ourselves. I strongly urge you to follow all guidelines and take all safety precautions. As Indian people, we have a long history of struggle and survival. We are not asked to apply the lessons we learned from our ancestors. We are resilient and we will get through this crisis. I ask that you pay attention to the daily details that are coming out every day. Oklahoma has over 80 deaths and counting, a statistic that I take no pride in repeating. This means 80 families have lost either a spouse, a parent, grandparent, son, daughter, sister, brother, cousin, aunt, uncle, and countless other important relationships. We can replace material things that money provides, but life is gone forever. We never fully recover from a loss of a loved one. The federal government's response to this crisis has only made things worse. There have been so much confusion and half-truths. I am concerned with the data we receive. Respectfully, and with the utmost concern, I ask each of you the following. First, we must pray to the Creator for safety and health. Pray for our family and friends. Pray for all the Indian people. Pray for our elected leaders at the state and federal government are making the right choices for our society. Pray for our elected leaders of the Kiowa tribe so that we make the right, informed decisions to guide us out of this crisis with minimal deaths. I ask you to support the tribe's elected leadership wholeheartedly. Now is not the time to be highly critical. We must be able to manage this crisis to the best of our ability. We must keep in mind that no one asked to be in this current role we are forced to face. Secondly, I urge you, each of you, individually to do your part. We must be accountable for the individual actions and accept responsibility. I urge you to start by staying at home until this pandemic passes. Stay at home. Orders could last a month or longer. I urge you to wear any type of face coverings, mask, bandana, scarf, if you leave home. Wash your hands routinely, especially if you are coming in from the outside. Keep your distance from others, especially in public places. Take it a step further, disinfect all items being brought into your home, including your shoes and your clothing. Disinfect all areas in your home that's been touched by human hands. Try to avoid going shopping for non-essential goods and services. That one trip to Walmart may have a detrimental effect on you and your family. It's not worth the risk. My mind is clear in what I have to do. I must think clearly and provide strong, steady leadership. If my mind is not clear, I cannot be effective to address concerns about safety and survival. I cannot help stabilize the tribal and casino operations in the near term, nor can I be in position to put our tribal operations on a critical path to recovery. In the coming days or even months, there will be a lot of anxiety at all levels. Our employees are worried about their health, their future, especially their loved ones. I must work tirelessly to balance our employees' needs with the stabilization of our tribal government operations so we can continue on a good path to recovery and be able to secure an important institution for our 12,000 tribal members for generations to come. My job now as a steward of our resources to take clear action and make informed decisions to set us up on a proper recovery path. I must play a strong and pivotal central role and work closely with the legislative branch to stabilize the tribe and position us for success as conditions improve. I am very optimistic the Kiowa tribe and its people will find a way through this crisis. Open and clear communication is vitally important. I plan to keep you informed so that there is no misgivings, to decrease distractions and distractors, and to give a ray of hope during this crisis. My daily interactions with our staff, directors, are to empower them to direct aspects of this pandemic response while at the same time make sure we understand and accept the necessary trade-offs of our decision making. Again, I remind everyone that it's time to criticize must be placed on the back burner. We are faced with constantly evolving crises, and we must remain flexible in our approach. As our country continues its efforts to manage and mitigate the devastating health and economic impacts the COVID-19 virus, the Kiowa Tribe must also step up to its challenge. The spread of this novel coronavirus has created a worldwide humanitarian and economic crisis. This crisis is at our doorstep in Carnegie. Our tribal members in the largest cities have already felt the impact in a negative way. The key word I want you to remember is cost containment. These words are significant. The COVID-19 crisis has inflicted financial stress on thousands of companies. The Kiowa Tribe is not isolated from this stress. As you may have read or seen on TV, many companies have been forced to temporarily close their doors or perhaps permanently. One of my top priorities as your chairman is to optimize cash reserves. Since we don't know the full magnitude and duration of this crisis, we must work on different scenarios based on the potential path and exposure of the virus's spread. Economists have warned us there would not be a fully functioning economy again until people have confidence and feel that it's safe to go back into the water. Our president declared Oklahoma a major disaster area on Sunday. This should open additional funding for us. Our governor now has the leeway to temporarily suspend laws, regulations that interferes with the state's ability to respond to the outbreak. We may be facing a major economic downturn. We need to accelerate our actions to protect our Kiowa Tribe and its sovereignty. The challenges faced as a community are many. Our casinos are completely shut down. We have lost 100% of our revenue at these venues and presently cannot predict with certainty when our operations will resume. If we do not know how soon we will reach our pre-closure revenue levels. It is a guessing game, but it offers no guarantees. Of course, these closures impact the tribe directly. Cash isn't just king. It's very critical for survival. We must manage this resource very wisely and move forward. Again, I must mention the words cost containment. One of the first steps we are taking is to have a separation of employment due to the COVID-19 virus. This will provide some cost savings in the short term. In return, these employees will be asked to return when the crisis passes. They should be able to qualify for unemployment benefits and receive enhanced unemployment benefits that add an additional $600 to their weekly calculated amount. In most cases, they will receive more if they had stayed than if they would have stayed with the tribe. This enhanced benefit is only available until July 31st, 2020. The federal government may decide to extend this benefit. All employees of federal and non-federal funded programs will remain intact. These employees' compensation is safe for the moment, but again, this could change at a moment's notice. We are relying on an executive order from the Office of Management and Budget to stay the course presently. Should the criteria change, a second separation from employment will occur. The executive branch team is evaluating all available funding the federal government announces daily, and the Kiowa Tribe will actively pursue these funding streams. Keep in mind, there is no real experts anywhere. We're all new to this. In some cases, we have to deal with a lot of red tape, which may not produce a favorable outcome, but will not deter us from applying. As I said earlier, cash is king. We'll also actively pursue negotiations with most of our vendors to secure extensions on any large payment commitments coming due soon. Our casinos are negotiating on our casino debt to deter principal and interest payments for at least 3 months. They are also in discussion with their major vendors. The objective now is to preserve cash at all costs. The tribal members recently passed on March 28th the first modification of the annual budget. The tribe voted to allocate additional financial resources. We need to hold off on any major projects or expenditures at this time. Your elected leadership must meet and evaluate the tribe's need and decide proper course of action under this crisis. We need to prepare for the long run, and it will require us not to spend what we have just because the money is available. We must be very strategic in our approach at this time. I hope everyone understands that key financial decisions are not personal in any way. It's just the way it is now and truly a matter of survival. It's very easy to be critical, but the best you can do now is to support our efforts so that the Kiowa people can continue to thrive. I personally ask you to support me and help me navigate a very difficult journey we are on. Finally, my spirit is strong. It will remain resilient and resolute to confront this crisis at the best of my ability. I ask each of you to do the same. Kiowa people are very strong people. We must be warriors in all regards. Our Creator always provides a proper path for our continuance. I ask that you pray for me, for my colleagues. We must make tough decisions and make some tough choices. Mentally, it's not an easy task that lies before us. However, I know we must place ourselves on a sound financial footing and be there to reduce fear and anxiety that all of us are facing. I hope you will support all of us on the tasks that lie ahead.